What's going on YouTube? Alex here and welcome back to yet another episode of JLU NBCM Vlogs. Today we're here to talk about the type of foreign people. So unlike in one of the previous videos where I talked about the locals, I am now here to talk about the foreign community, because after all you will be surrounded by them, and if you are a bit more adventurous, it's almost impossible that you won't come across with someone who is not part of Jilin University, not part of any other university for that matter, but they are here for a different reason. So stay tuned, roll that intro, and I will see you in a second. Alright guys, welcome back. So today we are here to talk about the type of foreign people you will or you might come across, for that matter, here in ChangChun. In general, I like to group them in four and a half groups, and the half group, well, I'll explain in a second. So group number one, obviously you would have the students, and something you will be part of. You come here to study. ChangChun actually has a whole bunch of universities. Most students would be here to actually study the language or do a master program. One of the most popular ones would be international relations at the same university you're planning on going to. And of course you've got the medical students, pharmacy students, a lot of PhD students who are scattered across the city, part of different divisions, mainly within the biomedical field. However, in general, at the end of the day, we're all here to study. So group number one, students. Some of us are here for a long-term period. Some of us are, however, only here for a semester. So as I said, those people who come here to study Chinese, they may just pop up for a couple of weeks during the summer period, or are here for the autumn semester or the spring semester. They can also come here for a number of years, because what happens is that with scholarships, you first have to come and study the language, obtain a certain exam result, then join a university and study in Chinese. So all those guys normally come here for a year. They may stay in ChangChun or might end up going to a different university in a different city. But anyway, this is the first group, the students. Number two, English teachers. I mean, this is a group where there is an ever-changing number of people. So these are the guys that for whatever reason ended up choosing China as their next destination, and they happen to be native speakers or near native speakers with some experience, or without for that matter actually. And so they've obtained jobs for a certain period. Normally their contracts range anything between 6 months to a year, with an option to resign or switch to another place. Anyway, you will come across this group. They are quite a few, and as I said, with the students as well, similarly to them, the teachers are also scattered across the city. Most of them would work at one of the universities or local kindergarten. There are more and more training school places where students can actually prepare for one of the two major English examinations, that is IELTS or TOEFL. If you've had to do one of them, or you've at some stage planned on going to one of the major countries in the West, you might have heard of these examinations. Anyway, those places would also have English teachers. This group and ours often merge. There are a lot of students who come from one of the native English-speaking countries, or students who can speak well enough to actually teach. And for that reason, and we will cover this topic in one of the next or upcoming vlogs, that is studying and working at the same time. But there are actually many students who, through their connections or by chance, luck, you name it, have managed to obtain jobs, and they are working. I'm not going to state what I'm doing, but I'm good. It's possible. So that's group number two, English teachers. Group number three would be something to do with engineering, people who come here on behalf of Audi and Volkswagen. This city actually has major factories, so obviously these companies are connected to each other and German based. So year in, year out, there is a fresh bunch of people who come here starting their new contracts, replacing others that have been here, going back, moving on. So for that reason, there is actually a large population of German people here. There is also a so-called German village, not so far from the university. But anyway, this is exactly what happens. So that's group number 3, people who have something to do with these 2 companies. And as I said, most of them come here with their families, and that is the half group. So if you remember, I said 4.5, that is the half group, the wives, or for that matter, stay-home husbands who actually don't do anything. I personally find it very interesting to remind myself whenever I meet them how unfriendly some of these middle-aged European women can be, whether it's because of their sad lives or just simply not being happy in ChangChun, or not being taken care of by their husbands for that matter. I don't know, I don't judge, but it's kind of funny to see them. They are the half group. Anyway, so students, English teachers, engineers, or people who are working through Audi and Volkswagen. And of course, the last group would be tourists. Not everybody knows about this place as you will, or I do, or anybody else who actually has been around for a while. This is quite up north, very close to the North Korean and Russian borders. So there are actually quite a few bypassers, and so that group obviously is all about people who are here for a very short period of time, and they come here solely for traveling purposes, not a lot to do with interacting with the local foreign community. They are just here to spend a few days and nights, and you may or may not be able to interact with them. Anyway, in each of these groups you will find a whole lot of cool people. However, just like with everything, in each of these groups you will find a bunch of ridiculous people, and this is not even my own personal belief. I'm not going to share my experiences or opinions with you, but trust me when I say this, in general, each of these groups will have a bit of everything, and that's about right. But you will come across many people who will simply just annoy the shit out of you, won't stop talking about the same stuff, won't stop complaining about ChangChun and other people. You know how to deal with these guys. If you're one of them, well, good luck. If you're not, try to avoid them, but you have to come across them anyway. Many of them are here because they don't have anything better to do. If you remember, in one of the previous videos I told you not to come here if you don't have anything better to do, as in if you're planning on studying, if you need some time and rebuild your life, need some money, this is the place to be. For a short period you can actually rebuild. However, there are many who came here for exactly the same reason, and for whatever reason, probably because they're just incapable or useless, they haven't moved on. Now these are the people that are throughout ChangChun, and they are here year in, year out, talking about the same rubbish, and you will come across them. When you meet them, you know what to do. Just nod, listen, get out of there, because they will never change. With all that said, however, there is a very cool group of foreign people as well, those specific individuals. In general, there is a large number, as I said, and you will find just the right people that you need in order to have a better experience here in ChangChun, and most importantly at Jilin University. So if you're a bit more adventurous, you will probably succeed as well, a lot easier than someone who wouldn't necessarily want to leave the university environment. I personally have people around me, both at the university and outside. Some of them are closer, some of them are not so close, but in general there is a very healthy environment here, and it's perfectly possible to actually have a great life however long you need it. You shouldn't find yourself alone, to be honest. However, there are some people who actually suffer from major depressions. We have a friend who is actually thinking about giving you one of those pep talks and warning signs in a different blog. Hopefully it will actually capitalize, and you will be able to watch that video shortly. Anyway, for that, actually I lost it, what I was going to say. As for this video, again, there are 4.5 groups. Normally it's the same everywhere else. You will find a bit of everything, cool places, cool faces, not so cool people. But anyway, if you are a bit more adventurous than you should be, you will find just the right people that you need in order to have an awesome experience here. So with all that said, hit that like button. Thanks for subscribing if you have already done it. If you're not subscribed yet, please do it, because it really helps our little channel with growing and reaching out to people in all corners of the world. And as for me, I will see you guys in one of the next videos. Thank you so much for watching. Stay cool, and I will talk to you very soon. I just keep talking about, I'm out. That's it. Bye. See you.